This video was edited by AJ Analysis, a link to his channel will be in the description below. So Aurelien Tchouameni is a 22-year-old French international midfielder who's currently at Monaco, where he has a contract until 2024. He'd likely cost around £40 million to sign this summer and is currently being linked with some of the biggest clubs in the world. But how good is he actually? Is he at the level needed to play at a super club, or does he need a stepping stone club first? Is he the next Paul Pogba, or is he more of a destroyer like N'Golo Kante? And of course, where should he go in the summer? But before I go any further, for cheap good quality football jerseys, retro jerseys and tracksuits, go over to www.jerseyfever.com. So if you want a shirt like this, be sure to click the link in the description below and use code ATLANTISFOOTBALL with a space to get 5% off. Well, Tchouameni plays at the base of Philippe Clement's 4-3-3 system at Monaco, but he has also played in a midfield double pivot as well. Tchouameni is a fantastic tackler, having the athleticism to race back with an opposition attacker and put in a well-timed sliding tackle to break up a counter-attack, making him perfectly suited to sitting behind the ball in possession and being the firefighter who puts out the opposition attacks and enables his side to sustain periods of possession. He can also push out the midfield line to apply pressure to an opposition midfielder, having the concentration and technique to put in a standing tackle to win the ball back high up the pitch, which of course is extremely valuable. His reading of the game in the middle of the pitch is fantastic as well, able to read a pass and then make a move to make the interception. We can see how good he is defensively just by looking at his FBref report, with him ranking in the 88th percentile for tackles completed and the 99th for interceptions, which are the two metrics that do speak most for themselves as a defensive midfielder. Now this may give the impression to some that Tchouameni is a similar type of midfielder to someone like N'Golo Kante or Wilfred Ndidi, and to a degree he is. He's more than capable of being the side's sole defensive midfielder and is putting up ball winning numbers that are on or certainly very close to those players' defensive output. However, Tchouameni is a lot better on the ball than Ndidi, or certainly a better technical player, being a better dribbler through the centre of the pitch and having a better range of passing, able to switch the play with click passes out to the flanks or able to find runners in behind the back line with a lofted pass over the top. And we can see this from his FBref report in comparison to those two, as while Ndidi sits in the 23rd percentile for progressive passes and the 14th for progressive carries, Kante sits in the 81st for progressive passes and the 90th for progressive carries, whilst Tchouameni is sitting in the 80th percentile for progressive passes and the 68th for progressive carries. So we can see that Tchouameni is a lot more like Kante than he is like Ndidi because of his on-the-ball abilities. I wouldn't say that he's as good as someone like Paul Pogba in possession, but he does have a similar kind of technique, but is still a lot more like Kante. So that means that Tchouameni is able to play as an anchor man sitting behind the ball, as a ball-winning midfielder in a double pivot, or as a wide central midfielder in a midfield three ahead of a single pivot, or even in a midfield diamond as well. And so his versatility is going to be very attractive for a lot of clubs, but where should he go? Well, I actually think that every top club should be pursuing him, maybe apart from Chelsea, as they do need other areas improved first, but he would still be an improvement nonetheless. However, if I was the middleman trying to find the best deal for Tchouameni as well as for the club in terms of whether this is the best move for the player, how well suited to the system he is, and if this is what the side needs, then this would be my top three. In third, I've gone for PSG, as whoever is manager next season needs to bring in a ball-winning central midfielder to replace the ageing Idrissa Gueye, and I think that Tchouameni would be perfect for this role. I won't break it down exactly in this video, as I did cover it in more detail in my Who PSG Should Sign video, where I also talked about the other central midfielder PSG should sign, so that video will be linked in the description. In second, I've gone for Liverpool, who with Jordan Henderson being injury prone, Naby Keita not quite living up to expectations, and James Milner ageing, need an industrious, aggressive midfielder brought in who also has the versatility to either play at the base of midfield in Fabinho's role if he isn't there, or as one of the two positions ahead of him in the midfield alongside Thiago, which I think Tchouameni would be perfect for, having the ball winning ability to be an offensive weapon in the press, being able to sit deep and break up attacks, whilst also having the ball progressing abilities to move the ball into the opposition's defensive third. But in first, I think it has to be Real Madrid, being Casemiro's long-term replacement, but also creating a formidable partnership with his French teammate Eduardo Camavinga, who would be more of the deeper line playmaker, whilst Tchouameni sat either alongside him as a ball winner or just behind him. Tchouameni is only 22, and so with Camavinga only being 19, Real Madrid would potentially have a world-class midfield partnership for the next decade at least, and given that Tchouameni would only cost around £40 million, that's an absolute bargain. So if you enjoyed that video, remember to give it a like, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you do get notified when my videos come out. Put your thoughts in the comment section and check out more videos which will be linked in the description below.